Thank you from the back of the room. Our first evaluator, evaluating Jonathan, is Hay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Jonathan, this is your icebreaker. And you possess so many great qualities you showed us today as a public speaker. I'm gonna go through what you are excellent at and what you could improve upon and what I want you to challenge. I have a whole page of what he did well. His introduction actually given to Dan, then that intro leads us to who you are. You're a husband, you have two beautiful daughters, and you're a veteran, and you're a life coach. That leads us into knowing you, get you know a little better, and going into your speech, you show very confident over here, out here, and actually the lectern was sort of like here, but I'll get to that in just a moment. But you are very confident out here without hiding behind the lectern. And your voice and volume structure, I known Jonathan for quite a while, and I thought, I just portrayed him as so soft. But today, your voice volume was really had such a strength in them, and you did really well. And some of the things you did well is incorporating really powerful quotes. You know, everyone is a genius. Of course we are. We just have to know it, right? And your language choices, very inspirational. All the choices you made, you selected very well. Also, closing statement, you ask us close our eyes. Very powerful. What's your area of genius? It's some questions you can take with us and actually give us some action items, right? Where you could walk down, actually going back to the lectern, it was sitting here actually to the push off. You actually didn't know. But one thing you are doing this, actually hanging on to it, that can show it as sort of like egoistic to audience. It shows confidence, but it can be sort of like come to arrogant. So I want you to think about when you're leaning on the lectern. Watch out for that. I challenge you to pause. Your sentence and message was very powerful, but let the audience soak in. You know, license to be you. Pause, and let us think through it. How I do that, before you get up, you drink, I saw you drink it, but Deb said, breathe before you get out here. So some of the things you try to do that before you get up here. It was excellent. I loved your speech, and thank you.
And evaluating Louise is Jessica.
Louise, I am so happy to be evaluating you today on this speech. I didn't get to hear the first one, but you were so organized. You provided me with all the feedback from your first speech, which made it very easy to see how you've applied that feedback and improved upon it tremendously. I thought your speech was excellent, and I want to tell you a few of the positive feedback areas that you excelled at, and the only one thing that I noticed that you could possibly improve on. So for the positive parts of the feedback, you received feedback to practice more beforehand for timing and also to incorporate details into your speech to have those memorized. And I thought you did a tremendous job recalling the names of the speakers and the details about where they lived, where they were headed, everything about the story that we would need to know to really be there and to get engaged. There was one point when I looked around at all the faces, it was about midway through your speech, and everyone was just looking at you. I mean, I could have like waved my hands, I don't think they would have noticed. So that says a lot about how you were able to connect with the audience. Another piece of feedback that you had was don't look down to collect your thoughts. And you didn't look down at all. There was one time, I think, when you were trying to find the word, and you looked out. And I thought you did a really amazing job incorporating that. Another piece of feedback was don't use disclaimers. Like, I'm not sure you'll get this, or something along those lines. And I didn't hear you do that at all. You focused on telling the stories and selling why we should want to hear these speeches too and attend this conference. The one area that I think you could work on is at the very beginning. So I noticed both in your body language and your opening, you were here for about 30 seconds at the very beginning. And maybe it was just not being incredibly comfortable, but that's something maybe you could try on a few different introductions and see which one feels the most powerful and just really step into it and come out in boldness and confidence at the very beginning. There were two other things that I thought were great choices on your part. You had feedback about whether to use the lectern or not. Some people said do it, some people said don't, and you chose not to, but that seemed to be the most comfortable decision, and I think that was a really good choice. Lastly, there was feedback to tell more about why you liked the speeches and how they impacted you, and you didn't need to, because you did such a good job telling the stories. We were right there. We could tell why you liked them. So, amazing job incorporating this feedback, and thank you for sharing these stories with us.
And bowing Deb is Colin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Deb, you did a great job. I want to talk through about what you excelled at, what I thought you could have improved on, and like, hey, what you could do to challenge yourself with. So, some of the feedback you got, just so we're aware, was you had a lot of fillers in your first speech. I thought you did a great job buttoning that up. I only noticed a few, maybe 3 or 4 that really were kind of out of place and took away from the overall flow of your speech. You rehearsed with more confidence, so check mark there as well. You really knew what you were talking about also, which was, you come off confident, you knew what was on the slides. One of the pieces of feedback you got was to not use this PowerPoint. I disagree with that because I thought there was a lot of information there, and I don't know how you could have incorporated all the things without a PowerPoint. But maybe that's an area you could still challenge yourself if you ever want to try that. I still like the PowerPoint though. So some things you did really well at. You did slow down at times. I noticed you, and it didn't take away from that. I mean, there's only like once or twice where you were trying to figure out your wording, but overall you did a good job there. I loved how you related in the beginning with why you can go down this road. What's the personal story there? So you did a great job. You had great research. You loved that information about stretching my face, right? And then you also incorporate humor very well. You're a funny person. I love when I see that come out. When you're relaxed and confident, and I think practice gives you that confidence, and that was one of the feedback pieces that you got last time. When you practice more, you're confident, and then you can be yourself and be humorous, and you're very funny. And then I loved at the end how you use the audience. There's a couple things to work on. I thought one was just the power. Maybe you practiced before, but I would have made sure that the audio works. Prior.
Yeah.
Had you already done that, or?
We did it.
Okay, okay, that's fair. So yeah, that's always a good piece because you don't want to be, that just took away initially. And then at the end, you had a really good closing, and I love the call to action. However, you implemented the word "so," which would kind of counter. So it was ironic, but you know that so don't use the word "so." And then lastly, I don't really have a piece of the podium. I know initially, I thought initially when I saw you behind the laptop, because you're a little bit vertically challenged, not like respectfully, but like I'm glad you came out. It was still a little bit distracting.
Sure.
So maybe a little bit off to the side, so then your presence is known. Please forgive me. And then lastly, you mentioned being nervous a couple of times. I would have kept it to maybe one if you're going to do that, but no more than that, because then it really starts taking away from yourself. You were actually very confident, so great job.
Thank you, Colin.